Welcome back to another episode of Lancer Central. My name's TJ Wingert. Her name's Kirsten Freeman. And Kirsten, if the horses are in the back, we're ready to get this thing rolling.
All right, well, you keep your pop culture references to yourself, so we can talk about some Longwood sports, starting with softball, who dropped the midweek pair last week at Duke, but then rallied against Gardner-Webb, and this week are back at home for University of Virginia midweek, and then the Charleston Southern Buccaneers come to Lancer Field over the weekend.
And looking at that weekend series against the Runnin' Bulldogs, look, comeback games in all three of them. Call them the comeback hits, why don't you? Look, down in the sixth in both Game 1 and Game 2, and then in Game 3, it wasn't until the fifth inning that they were able to take the lead. And a big part of this huge conference winning streak they've been on is Jordan Clark there in the 3 spot.
Absolutely. She went 4 for 8 this weekend in the doubleheader. 1 home run, 4 RBIs, and then in the series finale, she had another RBI. And to say that her senior campaign has been her best year yet is an understatement.
Right. I mean, look, her batting average dropped down to 280, dropped down, that is, which is still a good mark for a lot of hitters. But now it's back around that 300 mark, and you said she's having a great senior campaign. Now this team, as I kind of alluded to a second ago, 10 consecutive conference wins. They are on a roll. And including another team on a roll, taking 2 of 3 against the Charleston Southern Buccaneers, our baseball team. They took the 2 games in the doubleheader fashion and then dropped the season finale on Sunday. But all in all, a really good series and a step in the right direction for the baseball team.
Absolutely. We saw this was the day for the individual players. Jack Chanel had a career day. He went 3 for 4, 4 RBIs in that Game 2, including his first career triple. We saw Jacob Mitchell in Game 2, had 2 RBIs, 2 runs, and then a 3-run home run in Game 3. Both of them had incredible weekends, and then also the pitching staff wasn't doing so badly either over the weekend series.
Yeah, you get 6 innings from Tyler Morgan in Game 1, but look, the guy who, again, steals the show for me, John Peterson, and Coach Mallett said he was the best guy out of the pen they had. He had 2 saves in Game 1 and then Game 2, so that's a lot of credit. And we had an opportunity to talk to John Peterson after Sunday's game.
Just keep building off of what we did this weekend. I mean, obviously we won the series. It's a good step in the right direction after the past couple weeks, but just keep working every day, getting better at something, whether it's the little things or just getting better as a team in general, whether it's the chemistry and all that stuff. But yeah, moving forward, if we can keep building off of this, I think we'll have a good ending to the season.
Also having a great weekend was the women's lacrosse team, who defeated in-state rivals Radford 16-15. We saw 2 of the top scorers in the conference. Caitlin Lucarelli is tied for 4th, and then Joliet Rowland from Radford is number 3.
Yeah, it was a game of runs going back and forth. One team has the advantage, no, the other one now has it. And then 16-15, 8 seconds left. Radford has a chance to shoot, score, tie this game up off the top iron. I mean, it was exactly the nail-biting finish every sports fan loves, and it was a big win for Longwood, pole vaulting them to 4th in the Big South Conference standings.
And going forward, we're going to see them at Gardner-Webb coming up this week. 3 of the 4 last appearances with Gardner-Webb, the Lancers have taken the game versus the Running Bulldogs, so we're excited to see what that does going forward. And then finishing conference play, keeping that momentum that they have right now, and, you know, boosting them up in the standings a little bit more, coming towards that postseason tournament. That's what we really need.
And momentum's the big part. A lot of times in sports, it's who's the team that's the hottest, not necessarily the one with the best record going into postseason action. And somebody who's been red hot, though, Caitlin Lucarelli. I got to talk to her after the game about her 36 goals on the season.
Pretty much my team, having my team on my back. I'm a junior now, so I have to be a leader on offense. So scoring as much as I can will put my team on my back, and helping them out is the biggest accomplishment.
Both of Longwood's tennis teams sit at 11-7 on the season. The women at 1-5 in Big South Conference play, and the men at 1-4. And though the record might not show it, a lot of close matches as of late.
We're also seeing that we have some of the top performers in the conference. Guilherme Sergio and Amadeo Blasco are tied for 2nd in the conference in singles. So, like you said, while the record's not showing it, we've still got some top performers, and going into the postseason tournament, maybe we're going to see a turnaround.
Right, and there's 3 games left in the regular season, all conference matches starting on Wednesday against Hampton, so there's time for them to climb the conference standings. And Kirsten, let me ask you a question. What's impressive? Maybe coaching 2 Division I sports and then also being a student at the school you coach at? Maybe a little bit more than what we do, and that's exactly what Longwood men's and women's tennis head coach Jonathan Medina Alvarez is doing.
Dealing with both teams is actually something that I've been enjoying since I've been having the opportunity, because I don't think there's a lot of difference between them, even though they're 2 different styles of playing. I think that because they're all international, minus Jamie, I think they were able to cope with the fact that they're being in a different country and in the elements. You know, wake up early in the morning, and you know, I'm here really early trying to do the lifting with them. At the same time, I'm going to school, so I have academic part for myself and then the 2 teams. But I think it's been a great blessing for me to be able to experiment that, and I think so far I'm doing a good job.
Well, that's it for another episode of Lancer Central. Tune in for 2 weeks from now, our final episode of the season, wrapping up this entire year of Lancer Sports. But for our entire Lancer Central crew and TJ Wingert, I'm Kirsten Friedman, and we're signing off.